Yeah, I'm nervous and I'm scared, but I'm ready to face it.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at celebrities whose careers took a hit while their relationships fell apart. We're also including those who've managed to claw their way back into the mainstream.
For all that I have done, I am so sorry.
Ryan Philippe. Most people likely think back to Cruel Intentions or his high-profile marriage to Reese Witherspoon when Ryan Philippe's name comes up.
There's something I have to tell you.
Tell me.
This isn't working out for me anymore.
That era marked his peak in media visibility. During their marriage, Witherspoon shot to the A-list and established a lasting legacy in pop culture. On the other hand, Philippe's career was overshadowed by allegations of infidelity that have never been confirmed.
Did you have a rep as a Hollywood bad boy? Was that part of your rep? I didn't know that. So.
I don't either. This is something that comes up with relative frequency, and I'm not always sure where it comes from.
While he's remained consistently active, he hasn't captured the same spotlight that films like I Know What You Did Last Summer and Crash have brought him. Once a tabloid fixture, Philippe has remained low-key ever since he and Witherspoon went their separate ways.
I wonder sometimes how they feel about it. We talk about it too, but I think we've all made peace with the fact that we're out there in the public and that people are going to choose to key on whatever is interesting to them.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Many expected a heartwarming farewell when the Terminator star's term as governor was nearing its end. Instead, that period is now remembered as the worst time in both his personal and professional life.
It's just one of the disaster situations that I've created, and it's the worst thing that I've ever done.
Worst thing you've ever done?
Well, yeah, because
the worst secret?
It's well, not just the worst thing, it's just the worst thing because it hurt so many people.
The revelation of a decade-and-a-half-old affair and a secret child shattered the governator image Schwarzenegger had worked so hard to build. It didn't take long for the public to link his admission of guilt to his separation from Maria Shriver, announced just days prior.
That's the house that Arnold Schwarzenegger clearly hoped that Patty Boehner would raise his secret son in oblivion, but clearly it was not to be.
The fallout was swift and brutal, with the scandal effectively destroying his political career. It was only after a prolonged apology and taking full responsibility for his child that Schwarzenegger was able to salvage his reputation. However, his marriage to Shriver was irreparably broken.
Arnold Schwarzenegger and Maria Shriver are officially divorced, more than 10 years after Maria's initial filing.
Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. He gained fame as part of the metal band Motley Crue, while Baywatch turned her into a mainstream icon. However, Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's infamously volatile relationship became a tabloid obsession.
Will you tell your version of it?
No, you know what? It's been told. I respect her for telling her version, because the version they told was somebody else's version.
A stolen explicit personal tape wreaked further havoc for the pair. Legal battles over its release coincided with the end of their marriage. Despite clear violations of their privacy, a largely unsympathetic public opinion forced them to adapt to save their careers.
I don't think they really portrayed Tommy or I positively. I don't know. I mean, I only heard that it was a very shallow kind of representation of us, but of that time.
Both continued in show business, but neither controlled their own narrative anymore. Lee relied on various gimmicks to reshape his personal brand, while Anderson leaned into the provocative persona that the media had slapped her with, only reclaiming her voice over 2 decades later.
It's really touching, and how we all have to beg forgiveness to our adult children, because there's no perfect way to do it.
No.
No perfect way to be a parent, especially in this industry, if you've been objectified in any way, having your kids go through it with you.
Mel Gibson. Given the many controversies that he's been embroiled in, it's hard to pinpoint a single turning point in Mel Gibson's career.
But don't shed too many tears for Mr. Mel Gibson. Not in jeopardy of going broke, but his bank account is certainly a lot smaller this morning, by about half.
His divorce from Robin Denise Moore coincided with an anti-Semitic outburst that turned him into an industry pariah.
That's what happens, too much pressure, too much work. You do things that go against good judgment. So.
Just when he was poised for a comeback, a messy breakup with Oksana Grigorieva derailed those plans. Allegations of misconduct and a restraining order barring him from seeing his daughter sent Gibson's career into another steep decline.
So to answer your question, as a human being, as a mother of his child, I would forgive him, but he really needs to come and acknowledge what he's done.
Films like Edge of Darkness and The Beaver bombed at the box office, the latter seen as a direct casualty of his scandals. it would take another hiatus from mainstream cinema and pleas for forgiveness from friends like Robert Downey Jr. before Hollywood was ready to welcome Gibson back.
Those comments from Robert Downey Jr., how are they being received?
Well, I think you got to start with Robert Downey Jr. You can't begrudge someone for asking for forgiveness for his friend. You know, you could look at that as courageous, and he's standing by his friend.
Denise Richards. With bold roles in Starship Troopers and Wild Things, and as a Bond girl in The World Is Not Enough, Denise Richards became one of Hollywood's most recognizable faces of the 90s. However, her marriage to Charlie Sheen drew the most media attention, especially once it spiraled into a contentious divorce.
It does seem like we're together. Well, right now we're focusing on the kids.
Okay, good answer.
I don't know what else to say at the moment.
Yeah.
At the same time, failing to build on early success cost Richards her place in the industry. During her highly publicized split from Sheen, the actress pretty much disappeared from the Hollywood radar.
It was a very, very public and negative divorce. It was very hard for her to deal with.
Although she dabbled on both the big screen and TV, Richards' pre-divorce fame is behind her. She's since shifted her focus to digital platforms and reality TV, namely The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I don't have the cleanest mouth either.
I apologized at Sasquatch Coffee. I said, you know what, I'm very sorry. I wouldn't have done that.
I didn't bring it up. You did.
Tiger Woods. Although Woods' name is synonymous with golf, he hit his peak in 2008. Rather than confront his professional struggles, he was forced into hiatus after the revelation of his extramarital affair with Rachel Uchitel.
You know, so many people put him on such a pedestal, and here he was in my bed, and he was my tiger.
Soon after, multiple other women alleged their own affairs with the golfer.
They wanted to be the one, and they found out there was more than one.
It only got worse as brands like Accenture, AT&T, Gatorade and Gillette, among many others, all swiftly cut ties with him.
I've got my finger on the pulse of American public opinion using focus groups and public opinion polls to see how bad this death of 1,000 cuts really ends up being.
The ensuing public humiliation erased any chance of reconciliation with wife Ellen Nordegren, who reportedly received a divorce settlement worth over $100 million. Despite regaining his wealth and fame since then, that dark chapter in Wood's life remains impossible to ignore.
You know, these are tough times, and to live months upon months like that, it was not fun.
Sonny Bono.
She's kind of punched you around a little here, as you mentioned.
She's dropped boulders on my head for about 15 years.
Do you work on her at all on this, or you let it go? Are you a big enough man to just kind of let it go?
No.
While Cher has carved out a remarkable solo career, Sonny Bono's name is always linked with hers. Breaking through as one half of the Sonny and Cher duo, Bono channeled this momentum into television, co-starring with his then-wife in the Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour.
Oh, Raggedy Sonny, you're imagining things. Well, Raggedy Cher, I'll just check to be sure. Good.
However, their divorce led to the show's cancellation, marking the downfall of his entertainment career. A solo musical attempt failed to gain traction, and occasional appearances in film and TV were a far cry from his earlier fame. Ironically, brief reunions with Cher brought him the most cultural relevance in later years.
Babe, I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
Bono would eventually find success as a politician, leaving his entertainment legacy forever tied to Cher. Robin Thicke. There's nothing blurry about what the high point was for Robin Thicke's career. The singer became a household name in 2013, and the sky seemed to be the limit. But Thicke's descent came as quickly as his rise. Accusations of plagiarism marred his success before personal troubles took center stage.
It was supposed to be a romantic getaway. Paula claims she fell asleep, and when she woke up, she says she saw Robin Thicke in another room with a naked woman. That episode, she says, was her breaking point.
Thicke's image plunged amid allegations of infidelity, erratic behavior, and substance use. His hopes of winning back both love and career backfired with the 2014 album Paula, a failed appeal to his estranged wife, Paula Patton.
It's so very private, and you are doing it so publicly.
Well, you know, when you lose your the love of your life, you don't have much to hide anymore.
Ultimately, his efforts didn't take, as Patton filed for divorce, and Blurred Lines still remains his biggest brush with mainstream success.
It's very adult. You talk about, hey, we are forever family.
Right.
Was that...
Well, the album, I didn't want it to be all depressing because I didn't want her to listen to it and make her sad only.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
It's turkey time.
Huh?
Misfires like Gilly and Jersey Girl coincided with the end of their first relationship, and neither Affleck's nor Lopez's fortunes took a turn after the breakup. After a decade of floundering results, Affleck regained acclaim as a director, but endured a divorce from Jennifer Garner.
The timing of this divorce report is interesting because for a while now, it really seemed that Ben and Jen had been on a path to reconciliation.
Meanwhile, Lopez appeared in several poorly received romantic comedies, though her musical career remained her saving grace. Unfortunately, Bennifer 2.0 mirrored their previous setbacks.
And as to what exactly caused their breakup, Ben is keeping that to himself, adding, "The reason I don't want to share that is just sort of embarrassing. It feels vulnerable."
By the time of their divorce, Affleck had appeared in The Flash, Hypnotic, and Air, none of which were successful at the box office. JLo's music couldn't bail her out this time either, and with disappointing album sales for This Is Me Now, she opted to cancel her planned tour and focus on her family.
Being in a relationship doesn't define me. I can't be looking for happiness in other people. I have to have happiness within myself.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Amber Heard has filed for divorce from actor and husband Johnny Depp, citing irreconcilable differences. And she did it, should point out, just 3 days after the death of Depp's mother.
By 2016, Depp was reeling off flops like Alice Through the Looking Glass and Mordecai, while the DCEU was Heard's primary claim to fame. When their separation was announced, both still had films like Fantastic Beasts and Aquaman in the pipeline. But by the time legal proceedings were in full swing, their careers were in shambles. Depp found himself blacklisted from mainstream media after Heard's allegations in an op-ed.
Johnny's career taking a hit in the aftermath of their public battle. He's only returned to the big screen in foreign projects.
Although his lawsuit won back significant public favor, it was years before he would return to Hollywood with Day Drinker.
If I'm back, it feels great.
The Oscar nominee suited up with long gray hair and a matching beard in this snap from his upcoming film Day Drinker.
Heard mostly stepped away from show business following the intense legal backlash, moving to Spain to be a mother and appear in smaller projects.
Amber Heard looks like she is actually really enjoying life in Spain. Remember, she moved there with her daughter.
Which celeb couple breakup hit you the hardest? Let us know in the comments.
Nobody deserves to have that happen.
Nothing happened. You did it.